to go to find airfare if you're traveling elsewhere. You've got Kayak, you've got TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor is my favorite website for travel. I've contributed about 40 or some things to TripAdvisor. Wherever we go, I always post it. I found it to be very reliable if you're looking for restaurants or places to go or attractions, and you can get good deals on hotels from there. When you travel, think about getting insurance. It's very cheap. It's about $30, $40. If you have an emergency and you get a doctor's excuse for something, it'll save you a lot of money. We always insure all of our trips. In my to-do list, once I get my itinerary, travel destination, accommodation set up, the next thing I think about is how am I getting around in that country? How am I going to travel? Rental cars are easy in most foreign countries, even in China. You know, you've got Hertz, Budget, all the big companies. This is in Ireland. It looks just like any U.S. terminal. When you get your car, you don't need an international driver's license ever. I mean, I've not had one in years. I just use my regular driver's license. Importantly, though, is, and you're not going to like this, buy their insurance. The reason is, if God forbid you're in an accident, these companies will stick it to you because every day the car is out of service, they're going to charge you, and it's not covered by your home, by your car insurance at home, or by your credit card. Now, I learned that from American Express, who covers my insurance, and they said buy it. So I learned that lesson. We've not had to use it, thank goodness. The other thing is, if you have a GPS from home, load it with maps from the area and take it with you. Or you can rent one at destination. Don't trust you're going to get one at destination in some of the less civilized countries. Okay, so GPS makes a big difference.
Hey Jack, is the insurance reasonable?
No, it's expensive. It's expensive. But you want to eat that cost because you know, if you ding or anything, they're going to stick it to you. It's not like the U.S.
Having crashed a car, it's worth it.
Thank God you're okay. If you're going to travel by train at the destination, like for example when we did the Tube in London, I bought everything ahead of time online. It is cheaper. I took a trip that would have been $250 for $30 by buying it online. They sent my tickets to me by mail and I had them well in advance. Planned that travel in advance. In places like China, you have to travel by air. China, Thailand, some places in the world, you got to have somebody with you. Japan, you want to be doing a photo tour or a photo workshop. Again, the tour is a lot cheaper. If you don't speak the language, you got to have somebody. We had our own guide for this when Sam Ward and my family went. I mean, that's about the only English you see. Japan, you're going to take taxi cabs sometimes. The reason I show it is the cab driver is nicely dressed. He's got a black suit on. He's got white gloves on. He doesn't speak a word of English. Okay? He couldn't say anything. So what you do is you have a cheat sheet. Hi, please take me to the CNCC Grand Hotel. You get it at the hotel. Don't leave home without it, okay? Because that I understand. Now we're ready to travel, okay? God, we haven't gotten there yet. There are a lot of things to do. Passport. Get it if you don't have it. Get it in advance and check the dates. My partner and his son are going to Canada tomorrow. Guess what? His kid's passport's a year and a half out of date. Okay? He's going on Friday, not tomorrow. So check your passport. If you need a visa to someplace, you need that. So for example, China, again, photo tour, didn't plan it myself. On the list, you need a visa. Health. If you've not traveled the world, talk to your family doctor about making sure you have your vaccinations up to date. Here in Erie, we have an infectious disease group over at St. Vincent's that does travel medicine. About 2 months before your trip, you want to go see them. If you're going to China, if you're going to crazy places, you may need typhoid, you may need cholera, all sorts of different vaccines. There are some vaccines that everybody in the room who travels should have, for example, hepatitis A. All right, we won't go through that. And also, talk to your insurance company here at home about what do you do when you travel. Okay, if you are in a country, will your health insurance help you? You want to give them a call and find out. Contact your credit card companies and let them know you will be traveling out of country. Been there and done it. I'm sorry, sir, your credit card is not working today. It declined. Okay, well, home is 12 hours different from here, and I can't call home, and yeah. Also, copy all of your information in your wallet, your credit cards and everything, and make sure somebody has a copy of all that information. If something gets lost, you want a central person. I, example, keep it at the office. My secretary has a copy of all my stuff locked in the safe. Our cards do not have chip and pin. When you're traveling Europe, for example, and it's Sunday and everything's closed, and you're almost out of gas, and you go to the gas station, and you say, "Oh God, thank God I found a gas station." You know, and they've got the the electric machine, and you stick your card in there, and it goes, "Sorry, Charlie." That happened to me in France. We don't have chip and pins, so when you travel, your credit cards are not going to work in automatic machines. Calling home. Your phones will work, okay? If you have a GSM phone, for example, if you're on AT&T and have an iPhone, for example, it'll work almost everywhere in the world. If you do that, call AT&T and they'll set you up with plans. Yeah. All right, especially data. If you are in the middle of Canada, it happened to a friend of mine this past year, we're all together in Canada, and he gets a phone call from AT&T. "Excuse me, sir, do you know you've got like 5 gigabytes, a billion gigabytes of usage on your phone?" Oh. And it's like, oh God. So they sold him, thank God, they retrofitted him with a package for $30. You can get an unlocked phone. These are phones that you can travel. They're not hooked up to AT&T or anybody. And what you do is when you get to your destination country, you buy a little chip called a SIM card, and you'll stick it into the phone. When we go to Iceland, for example, you can buy a little SIM card on the plane for 12 whole euros. And it's got, I don't know, $15 or something already loaded on it. So you can call around Iceland very inexpensively. You can also rent phones, by the way. Rent them here and take them there, or you can rent them there and use them there. Now, we haven't even packed yet. All right. Packing. We love is the LL Bean rolling bag. Our LL Bean rolling bag is about $89, the size that we take, maybe $99 for the larger one. Our bag has gone thousands and thousands and thousands of miles, and they're like the Energizer bunnies. They're lightweight, you can overstuff them, they are great to pack. And you want wheels. You want wheels because I guarantee you, you're going to be in places over there that don't have carts or anything, and you're dragging. And it's tough, so you want wheels. Put your destination itinerary on the suitcase outside. They don't care that I live at 1234 Erie Peach Street. Nobody cares about that. My suitcase is going to Hong Kong, and I want the bag to say this suitcase is going to Hong Kong. So frequently, what I'll do is I'll say destination, Jack Anon, cell phone number, my cell phone that's going to work over there, and my destination is HKG, Hong Kong. Oh, and by the way, it's not a crazy idea to have that information inside the suitcase. If you lose your tag, they open the suitcase, the information is right on top. Packing, well, it depends where you go. Like, you know, if we're going to go to China and be in the desert like we were, and it's 1,000,000 degrees, you want to pack light. And most of you know, if you've done any kind of this, in our world, I have about that much clothing, and I have about that much equipment. Okay, clothing it's clothing I can clean in the toilet. Oh, not toilet. Yeah, right. In the bathtub. Sock will go down the toilet, but bathtub, sink, and you want quick drying stuff. So I can clean everything tonight, and tomorrow morning it's all dry.
Hey, Jay,
Yo,
do you check your equipment, or you carry it on, or do you split it up?
good question, Fred. All right. Don't forget layers. Okay, remember this, we're trips to Iceland. When we're going to Iceland, you got to layer. Iceland is all over the place, just like Erie weather-wise. Layer, layer. And God, wherever you go, have a raincoat. We spent a week in Italy shooting out of 7 days, and how many hours that is, 100 plus hours. I think it didn't rain for about 3 seconds. All right, we were soaked the entire trip. It never stopped raining. Plugs. Go to walkaboutgear.com. I think that's the name of the site. You pick the country. They tell you what you need. It's very easy. Buy these ahead of time. Yeah, you can get them over there. It's easy, but